Hey guys, I'm going to show y'all a super easy way to make a sketchbook using kind of just whatever you have. If you don't have the exact materials that I have, that's totally fine. Just use what you have. So you will need a couple sheets of paper. I think I have 5 sheets here. You want at least 5, but if you want to do more than 5, just so you have some more room, you can. But you will need at least 5. So you're going to get your 5 sheets of paper and fold them in half. Make sure you're doing a good job of it. Crease it like that. And like this in and of itself is a sketchbook. But we're gonna add a cover to it. And so I have a couple of options here and you can use something totally different. It's up to you. You could use something like this, like some construction paper. You could also use a thin sheet of cardboard. This one is a cereal box. And so you could put this part on the inside if you wanted to, or you could put it on the outside and like collage stuff on top of it or paint it or whatever. I'm going to use the construction paper, but like I say, feel free to do whatever you want to. So I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to put my paper inside it. And now I need something to bind it, which is to hold it together. If you literally have nothing and this is the best you can do, that's fine. But ideally, I would like for you to bind it in some way. So a couple of fairly easy options that I think a lot of people have access to. I've got some paper clips, and you can just simply open up to the middle here. You can just go like this. And then you can use these pages. Once you get to the middle of your sketchbook, you can just move these over to this side and you can use the last half of your sketchbook. Pretty easy. If you don't have any paper clips, I found this random ribbon in my house. I was looking for a rubber band, couldn't find a rubber band. If you have a rubber band, you can do the same thing and it'll probably be more effective than the ribbon, but all I had was a ribbon. So you can get a ribbon or a rubber band and just kind of slide it over like this to the middle. And then that will kind of hold your pages in. It's not perfect. They're definitely going to slide, but it's better than absolutely nothing. So you can have something like that. Like I say, rubber band will hold it a little bit better, but a ribbon will work too. If you don't have paper clips or a rubber band or a ribbon or a string or anything like that, there are plenty of other options that you can use. If you Google, you can find so many different ways to bind sketchbooks. If you have hot glue at home, you could use that. What I would recommend, instead of folding the pages the way I have them folded, is that you do them in what's called signatures. So you separate each page out, and instead of like stacking them on top this way, you go this way. That way each set of papers has a spine that's going out this way. So if you wanted to very carefully, so that you don't burn yourself, you could put some hot glue here and kind of do this. You could probably also do this with Elmer's glue. It probably wouldn't hold as well, but you could definitely try it. If you want to staple it, you could staple it. You could fold it this way or the other way, really, and put some staples in the cover. If you have some thread and a thumbtack, I have seen different ways of sewing a binding. I will definitely link some of them in the PDF for you to look at, but there are so many different ways. But like I say, if there's literally nothing that you can do to bind your sketchbook, you can leave it like this. And if you can't find a cover for your sketchbook, you can just get an extra sheet of paper and use that to make your cover. I would recommend, if you can, some construction paper, some cardboard, some magazine papers, something that's just maybe like a little bit heavier than your regular paper, just to kind of like give it a little bit of protection. The next thing you need to do once you have made your sketchbook, however you're going to make it, is you need to number it. This is important because I will be assigning certain assignments on certain pages. So I'm not going to number the whole thing right now, but basically the thing that you need to know. So this is your cover. This, as soon as you open your cover, no matter how you have it bound, I have mine stacked right now, but if you have them inside each other, that's fine. This paper, the first paper you see, is paper number 1. So this is page 1, and I want it right down here in the corner. Then when you open to the next page, this is page 2, and this is page 3. So that's super important that you have them numbered that way. You don't skip the first page. This is page 1. Then when you open it, page 2, page 3, and I want the page numbers down in the bottom corner. If you have any questions about this assignment, email me, comment on Google Classroom, do whatever you can to get a hold of me. Again, I'm going to link some different examples and different ways of binding. If this seems fun to you and you want to invest 3 hours in making your own sketchbook, you can totally do that. If you are stressed about all your AMI work and you don't want this to take very long, don't take a long time. Fold some papers together, staple it, tape it, whatever you need to do to make it happen, as long as at the end of it, you have something resembling a sketchbook that we continue to do your AMI work in from this point forward.